Okay, hello guys. Welcome to our After the Final Zoom special. We're just here to talk about all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes that you guys were just not privy to. We are going to start with a pre-production question. Could you guys speak to like how that process was to you guys actually?
For me, like it wasn't too stressful. There was definitely like a bit of a learning curve because like I had never used Hinge before and had to make a Hinge profile that then got banned which like because I'm like a little like rules follower nerd, I was like, oh my god, like my fake Hinge account for Noelle got banned. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I definitely got ghosted by a couple of the guys, especially like we'd have like full conversations, be talking about it, they'd show interest and then like nothing. But no, I had a lot of fun playing matchmaker.
How do you think, if it did, like the recruiting process reshape how you view dating? We've all had a situation where we've tried to like matchmake for a friend, but how was it like being in that role for like 2 weeks?
I caught myself, especially when I was like swiping on Hinge and talking to those boys, like going based off of my taste, and I'd be like, no.
You know, it was so interesting like talking to you guys after the fact and like seeing guys that you passed on, and I was like, oh my god, no, like he was so cute. Did like anything like funny or crazy happen? I know Crystal had a guy who had a girlfriend.
Okay, so this was a guy that I had put him to the next round. So I had said to him, I'd given him the information, asked if he was down, and he was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then for many reasons, like he was not one of the final choices that I wanted to present. He just kept messaging me like, when am I gonna meet my future wife? Like, I'm in love with Noelle. I'm ready for her. And he was so
my impact. Just
he
kidding.
was like complete. He was like in love with you, and finally I blocked him because I was like, okay, you're creeping me out now.
Next question is for Cheyenne. After we got to that first week of like actual dates happening, did that change things like for you as like a producer?
Seeing everyone in a group date, I think that was the first time I realized like, wow, this is like, it's gonna go well, because like the guys got along well, their personalities really matched, and it was just cool to see everything come together. The first one-on-one date was that Jake with the wine painting. Yeah. And from there, I actually had high hopes. I thought he was like, gonna go far, and I mean, he kind of did a little bit.
Or went out for our fallen soldier.
Yeah, but it was just interesting to like see everyone's personalities, which I thought was like really cool.
I just wanted to add that the night before we started filming was when Princeton guy dropped out, and I was like heartbroken because he was like my number one star from like the guys that I had recruited, and I was so excited for you to meet him, and like getting that text that like he was gonna drop out, I was so scared.
But then he ended up texting you at the end.
Yeah, so after the first episode dropped, he texted me and he was like, hi Alice, like I just like really like hurt my own feelings because I watched the entire first episode. You guys did an amazing job. The production value is so high. Like all the guys seem great, but like honestly, of course I hate them because I want to be with Noelle, but like all the guys seem great, and like it's so amazing, and I really wish I could have done it.
Maybe another time, Princeton boy. What were your guys' first impressions of the guys? We'll start off with the funny light one. Zach. I'll just go first. Jail. Anyone else can go.
My bad.
Okay.
That's 2 words.
My bad.
There you go.
Georgia was the one who brought it.
Let's blame it on Georgia.
So my words are Georgia's fault. But like genuinely, is he okay?
Okay, next guy, Andre.
Fun.
Like just sweetheart.
Dylan.
Honey.
I don't think I formed an opinion on him, quite honestly.
That's fair.
Good communicator.
I'm gonna say he never got a chance to shine. Let's say that.
Alexander.
First impression to me was like king.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, we were all like king.
Yeah, first impression.
Well, maybe not all. I was like king.
No, I was.
Okay, Jake.
I loved him at first.
I just thought he was great.
He was like one of the only people actually here for Noelle.
Shell.
Love.
All around, just
No notes.
Christian.
Aw.
Love. Just love. Nothing bad to say, literally at all.
Like I never worried about him at all. I didn't have to worry. I didn't spare a thought.
Because you just always knew he was gonna do what he needed to do. Even if he was at a bar, even if he was at a party, he was there. Okay, and then last but not least, Xavier.
Charming for sure.
Yeah.
He was fun.
Yeah.
He had a lot of energy.
He's very easy to talk to.
I saw him. I heard him talk. I heard the way he talked to me, and then he said he was a teacher. I was like, oh, I know all about you. He really brought out a lot of fun in me for sure.
Shout
Okay.
out Jay Williams. I see you. Oh,
Now we're getting to what everybody has been texting me about. One of my guy friends texted me the other day and he was like, how are you robbing us of our consumer rights? You're not telling us why you eliminated each guy. Like, it's rude. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's coming. Andre was eliminated. Honestly, like, if I didn't have to eliminate somebody, I wouldn't have eliminated him, but I had to eliminate somebody. And he was the only guy who wasn't talking, like, on the date.
Zach.
Oh, Zach was eliminated because I didn't want to go to prison. We didn't include it in the episode, but Zach, he pretended like he didn't care. He's like, oh yeah, like my friend made me sign up. Little did you know, this boy was living in my TikTok comments. Did you accept my application? Did you accept my application? Dylan, I didn't eliminate him. Dylan had a wedding to go to. It kind of worked out perfectly because like as Georgia, I hated eliminating the guys. Like I would literally always wait to the last second to do it because it just felt like really mean. So when Dylan was like, hey, like I have a wedding at that time, I can't come. I was like, great, awesome. Thank you.
He was so nice about it too, though. He was really like, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm not, really pulling my weight. It makes more sense for me to like step. He was like very, very courteous about it.
Alexander. Okay, so right now I'm going to cut to some footage of a conversation I had with Alexander with Natalie before I eliminated him.
One of our friends texted us this morning about a comment that one of your friends left that was a little rude and just like overall like not necessary.
He doesn't know me. Honestly, we don't really know each other. We've only interacted 3 times, but like, do you think that was an appropriate response to like question my character or question my team's character? There were numerous times during not only just like private interactions with me, but like also in group settings where I very vividly remember almost verbatim you saying things along the lines of like using me in this situation for like Instagram clout. Like that's totally fine. Like I'm also like not naive enough to think that like everyone is in this for like one reason, but I just feel like it was like inappropriate to me, like in the context of like the setting, kind of rubbed us all the wrong way. The thing that we posted in like Sunday's episode.
Yeah, so if you want to head over to Noelle's room, I'm sure she's like super excited to talk to you. And then I'll see you next week.
Next
I'll be
week,
in touch.
then.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, fantastic. Take care. Oh, I gotta do this bullshit again.
It was interesting to me that like when you had the opportunity to like explain yourself, you didn't do that, and you explained yourself in front of the group first before you privately explained yourself to me, which also read as if you were not very concerned about my perception of you, but more so the group perception of you and like the extended group, as in like the audience. I only see you guys for like an hour each weekend. It isn't necessarily that strange that I could extrapolate from like all of the interactions we've had for me to make the conclusion that I did.
Well, I was just really sad, honestly, when I saw that. I'm like, oh no, like everyone's gonna hate me now. This sucks, yada yada this, yada yada that. But in terms of like, I guess the group perception or team perception or personal perception, or maybe just message you privately. Well, I mean, you already put it out. And I feel like it would have been counterproductive of me to like talk to you about it because I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. That's the main thing. That seems too like, I guess, quote unquote, direct. Like it puts you on the spot, like hella hard. Granted, when I talked about it in front of like the whole group, that also puts you on the spot too.
I just feel like because of like all like the drama, I guess, even though it's not really drama, but like I just feel like it would be probably best if like we just like don't continue on.
Okay, I understand. My friend ruined my chances, but it is what it is.
Sorry.
Well, all right. Take care, Noelle.
I never wanted to come across as like mean ever or like drama-y, because like if I was about the drama, this would have gone very differently. It really would have. I would have had eliminations be public. I would have done all that. I was really trying my hardest to like keep drama as much out of it. So it was just like very like disheartening when his friends like kept on commenting, which like it is the internet, they have the right to do it. I was just like, so like what are you saying to them?
Like it's your right to say
absolutely
whatever you want, but it's like also your choice about how you kind of treat like YouTube as a platform and that sort of thing, especially because like your channel I feel like is so much about trying to uplift people and like create a more positive environment.
And it's just like your friends are reflective of you. They are. And Natalie and I said that to him, and we were like, listen, we know you're not the one who's commenting, even though we know that there's some situation kind of going on behind the scenes where you're prompting them to come comment. And if this is what your friends do in their free time, and if that many of your friends are doing that, then like that is kind of giving me the indication that like maybe it's not your personal character, but it just is like very questionable to me about like your intentions like as a person. So we eliminated him just because like it just got to be like just like was very distracting and detracting from like a process we were all trying to make extremely positive and like fun and very lighthearted. Shell, like I think the reason why I felt comfortable doing this is because like at the end of Shell's date, he said like he didn't sign up to win, and but that like he would like still want to be friends with me like even if he didn't win. So I felt comfortable eliminating him because like we just had like a really serious date, and I knew for production we like intended to have the last 2 dates be serious, and I was just kind of like, well, I can't do another serious date with Shell. It just like I was trying to think of like people watching, so like literally nothing to do with Shell, but like it was the best conversation ever. Like I literally told Shell and he was like, oh my god, no worries, like I still really meant what I said, like I'm so interested in like developing a friendship with you outside of this, like you guys are so amazing and cool, like this was so professional. I eliminated Jake because I felt like we were just in 2 different books. Maybe not like Jake was like trying to be my boyfriend, but it definitely felt like compared to my relationships with like Xavier and Christian that felt like so much more lighthearted and like low pressure. It just like felt more natural for me to have like those situations progress because I didn't feel like I was expected to do something if I picked them, if that makes sense. Christian, I kind of talked about it before, but I really feel like I picked Xavier over Christian literally because of that last date. It's nothing bad like about Christian at all. It's just like, it just happened to be like, it could have easily been situations reversed. You know what I'm saying? Like Xavier could have been the one who was like maybe low energy that day. So like, I think that's why that happened. Okay, the next question's for me. Noelle, how are you actually feeling about the whole process? I'll make this really short and sweet. I feel like I was never able to like enjoy anything ever because I was wearing like 5 different hats literally at once. A lot of my friends have been like, well, like, did you actually really like any of the guys? And it's like, yeah, like I liked them for sure, but like it never was able to ever get anywhere where like I could consider a relationship with them because I just was never in that place. It's not like even I went into it thinking like I'm gonna get a boyfriend. Like I think I was very, very clear about that and transparent about that in episode 0. It was more so like I said about like dating and meeting people. And I think it's also important to note that like throughout this whole process and like dating in general, you can meet people that are like good people, amazing people, but like that just aren't good for you. Do you know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, it just kind of boiled down to like, oh, like these guys are really fun, great guys, but like not great for me. But like also I bet like if you ask them, they'd probably be like, oh, Noelle, like great girl, not great for me. Do you know what I mean?
Noelle, I have a question.
Okay.
What advice would you give to people that are watching that are post-quarantine, gonna start dating?
Like I'm gonna get on my soapbox right now and speak to women. I think women are socialized to nest. Like the first bird to come, we're like, let's make this nest perfect so he stays forever. Whereas boys are socialized to like fly around and like see all the nests first. I think women need to understand that they do not need to put so much pressure on dating. Like it's not going to be the end of the world if you go out with a guy and he sucks. It's not going to be the end of the world if you go out with a guy, you really like him and he ghosts you. There are so many guys. And like, I think that's something that I'm realizing, like talking to all those guys at once, I was like, oh my gosh, like everybody is so vastly different. Everybody meshes with people in such different ways. I just met like 7, 8 awesome guys. We're not matches, you know what I mean? And like, I feel like if you get out of the mindset of like, I need to like be in a relationship, I feel like it'll feel so much more freeing and like fun. Do any of you guys have any advice?
Date women. That's my advice.
With this dating show, I found myself falling into the trap of being like kind of the toxic person to Noelle, where I was like, but they like you, but they like you, but they like you. And she's like telling me, but I don't like them, Alice. No one asks girls in like a traditional setting. No one really asks them like, but do you like him? Everyone's like, but they like you. Like,
exactly.
And what like, are you doing? Like, don't mess it up.
Also, sometimes men believe that if they're kind to a woman and they show that they like them, that women have to be with them. And I'm like, I don't have to be with any of you, actually. The goal is to be happy with myself and to like be in relationships that are serving. to me, like whether they're platonic or romantic, but like I found that the more confidence that I have, I don't even think it's that I attract more men that like I'm like that are more suited to me. I just think I'm better at weeding out like the bad guys from the good ones. Girls, you need to go on like a little boot camp for yourself and be like, what do I actually want in a relationship? Like, what do I need? How do I expect a man to treat me? How do I demand a man treat me if you date men? And just stick to it. A year and a half ago, I would have been like, oh yeah, he likes me, so like I need to be with him. And I'm like, no, I don't care if you like me or not. Like, do I like you? Do you make me feel good? No. So bye. Okay, last question for Alice and Allie. How did you guys feel throughout the whole thing? What was it like working behind the scenes, but like also being pretty visible during the dates as well? And how are you feeling about the final product?
I just want to say none of this would have happened without Alice.
Yes.
Like I'm actually like about to cry. But obviously I understood that it wasn't a real TV show, but it was hard for me to not like constantly realize ways I could have improved and like things we could have done better. Mm-hmm. And I think that probably all of us producers, other than Noelle, kind of low-key a little bit at times at least wish that we could just control everything and Noelle not have a say. Like Natalie and I wanted to do some drama. Like we didn't care about anybody's feelings. We were ready to come for everybody.
Noelle humbled us. Like Noelle humbled us. It was like,
I was like, guys, this isn't ABC. This isn't MTV. Like,
she's like, we don't have a team of lawyers.
No, I know. I was scared. I really was.
I mean, I think it's a great show. I'm not embarrassed of the show at all. Like, I am super proud that I was a part of it.
Well, the reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to talk to everybody about like what was kind of going on behind the scenes, because I know everybody loved episode 0. I just needed to really make sure everybody saw the faces of these 5 people, because without these people, I'm literally telling you right now, it just would not have been a thing. Like the collective brain power from all of them. It was just such a pleasure working with everyone together. There was like no beef, no drama. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show as much as, I don't want to say we did yet, because I haven't enjoyed it yet. Get to me in 2 weeks, and I will have enjoyed it. But okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.